we're laughing about our coffee intake, kids. Be careful at home. Don't drink too much. You might not be able to blink or whatever, or jitters. So what's going on, Miss Phillip Heim?
Well, I have received something that I ordered in the mail recently,
Uh-oh,
and
uh-oh.
it is-
Da-da-da. If you're not at home, if you're listening, it's the Ancestry DNA kits.
so
Okay.
um, Les has done so much genealogy work
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
knows a lot about his. In fact, when we have family gatherings, people are asking him questions, and he's talking about family and the history of the family. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cool. But in my family, there are pieces missing. Okay. So I thought it would be very interesting to find out, you know, my DNA. Like I've been told where we come from, but it would be kind of fun to find out where we come from. And my aunt from my dad's side sent us a bunch of, well, she sent Melanie a bunch of genealogy work she had done years
Oh,
ago.
wow. Okay.
So now I have some of the missing pieces.
Okay.
So I said to Les, he goes, oh, you're going to get into genealogy? I said, well, why would I have to do that? I live with a professional amateur
Exactly. Yes.
who has learned how to research. So maybe
Yeah. That's so
he'll
fun.
start my family tree.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so it's all going to start with doing this right here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I guess you have to register and then do your swab and send it in.
Yep, send him, and literally you get your results like not too far from now. And like I said, mine was, we talked about last time, mine was updated. It's just so weird. I'm not more white. I'm more white, but I'm not more white. It's like really weird. Like, as they say at home, I say as more people from your family or connect to you and do the DNA test, your tests become more and more accurate, like the most accurate. So more folks are connecting apparently to my tree, and so
Ooh.
my white numbers have gone up, but not percentage. I'm still 55% white. I look like this. But the numbers have changed, and so here's the folks at home. Here's the new deal. I am now mostly Scottish.
No, seriously, Scottish.
The numbers changed because the French was the most.
Yeah.
We on side five that was fine, but now I'm like 15% Scottish. And it's number 3. After my 2 Africans, it says Scotland. Then it says France. Then it says England. And I'm like, I'm all that. And then it goes down. You got a few more little things in between there, and then Wales, and then then what I would thought be more is Northwest Europe. That's where Holland is. That's on there, whatever. Indigenous is like 2%. It's like all of a sudden way down there. Spain, like they all down there. I'm like, but the white folks, I got more white in a weird way. Just so I got all the white genes. Oh my god, totally.
Like, oh my God.
Like, oh my god. Exactly. It's like,
Well,
it's crazy.
white San Fernando Valley. Like,
You
know what I mean?
I went to
So awesome.
Oh my god, like totally. Where's the Benetton? But it's just so funny that it's so I'm curious to see what yours shows up, what your major, because you might be really shocked at what you.
I don't know that I will be because I'm told I have this on good authority. I'm half Armenian from my mom's side, from my maternal side. From my paternal side, that's the mystery. So
You may be shocked.
I hope for a little excitement. I mean, I think that's
Somebody's like, you're 25% Nigerian. Like, oh my god, it's crazy.
That would be exciting.
Exciting. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. So
Armenia, I mean, it's over there too. It's not that it used to be like you get all kind of stuff, Miss Melissa.
Well, I will definitely share when I get
on the show. Yes.
Yes, I will definitely share the DNA.
Yes.
Right, makeup. And when my mom told me that my dad's mother, so my grandmother, told her that we have an Indian princess in our lineage. And I thought, oh, that would be kind of cool.
India, you be part South Asian.
Indian.
West South Asian.
Like
Oh,
Native American.
also indigenous. You'd have indigenous in you. Okay.
If I would have a princess in my lineage, that
Yeah.
would be kind of fun. Les has a pirate in his, so that's cool.
I think half my family owned my other half of the family. So I don't know. That's real. We don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
exactly. That
Right.
that gets a little tricky.
It's a little tricky. We go further back. But no, I'm excited for it because I'm seriously, I mean, because it's whatever markers you grab from them. That's what I'm saying. That's the interesting part. Like what did Melissa grab? Now is Melanie gonna do it too?
I don't know. I
Because
haven't
you're
talked to her
twins.
about it.
So I'm
I know.
curious to see if you grab the exact same, because siblings be different. We found out in our family. We have different stuff. But I'm curious if you guys grab the same.
Well, I would think we would
I don't know.
because we're identical.
Right. So I'm thinking you
So
would too. I'm thinking you would too. But are you very? She should do it too. I'm very curious.
she has a very private streak about her,
I
James.
just
I
know.
don't know that she would submit her DNA.
Yes.
Have it in a corporate hands, if you know what I mean.
Melanie, if you're
So
watching
I
this,
could
you already
talk to
have
her
all your
about it.
information. It's already fine. You already have it.
Yes, but I could talk to her about it and see if she's interested, just for the fun of
I mean,
it.
just be curious because you would think because you are identical, because you
Yeah.
guys were the same egg, separate, right? Not
Yes.
like not us who were two different eggs, but the same. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just curious, just really curious. I'd be
Yeah.
curious. But I have another. My younger brother needs to do it too now. So you need to do it. My sister did. I did. So you need to do it now to see what markers you grabbed because it's my daughter. She's more African than I am and looks more white than I do. So it's like we don't know what that's. So it's like another weird. Like okay, so it's whatever she grabbed from all of us. That's what. So your dad. Wait, so your mother's Armenian, right?
Yes.
It's funny because so was her family okay marrying outside of her Armenianness? You know?
Yes. Yes. Because my grandparents were, were, I guess, very Americanized.
Okay.
So in some, as you know, cultures and in the Armenian culture, families who are rooted in their culture do not marry outside their
Right.
culture. Or like you said, it's a big deal.
Yes.
And in this culture, the new bride is supposed to live with her in-laws to learn how to take care of her new husband by his mother.
Got it.
And these are very different cultural exchanges than America. Like, okay, bye.
Right.
See you later. So and it's interesting because we grew up around some Armenians, and there were very few that would want to date Melanie or I because we were only half Armenian.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you have to, I respect culture, and I would never want to me, some of that, some of their culture and how they treat people doesn't align with how I see life.
Yeah.
So I was never insulted by it. I was curious about it, but I was never insulted by it because that's just not how I saw myself starting a marriage or being basically kind of in a culture who's exclusionary. Now I know there are many out there that are very exclusionary, and I understand that. But at the same time, it's just I didn't want to enter into it like I just didn't feel comfortable. So for me, it was like, yeah, if I'm only half of something, I'm never going to be good enough. I'm okay.
You're
I'm
fine.
okay.
Well, I've dated some Armenians and I have some Armenian friends, and they're like, we love black folks. We're very similar, you guys. We love black people. I mean, seriously, that's all I hear. And minus the Kardashians, of course, they do all the black folks there too. But no, but my friend stuff, where all their last names end in IAN or YAN,
Yes.
over in Glendale. It's like they have always accepted me and my family, and just like, oh yeah, we love you guys. Come on in, and I know a lot of interracial couples that are, but usually it's Armenian chick and black dude. So I see a lot of those, and so I'm like, but oh yeah, they have no problem dating us for some reason.
Yeah. Well, again, it depends on the family structure. So there are, how should I say this? When I was young, as a teenager, you have to remember that the generations, the great grandfathers, the grandfathers, the fathers were probably a lot more rooted into their culture, having come to America, as opposed to now you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 generations who might be, more removed from their traditional ways of looking at things. So, exposure can change a lot in a person's life. But when we were growing up, we knew folks who lived in that culture in their country, and then came over and started having family here. And really, if that was important to keep their family unit together, was their culture from back home. So as the kids kept having kids, some of that, I believe, gets diluted. And over time, you assimilate, right, to just in this example, the American way of doing things as opposed to what they did back home.
I've noticed growing up, because going back and forth east, I was bi-coastal. You go in New York, that's it, just bi-coastal. That's it. Well, I was that too one time. But going to New York because they had lots of neighborhoods.
Yes.
This is the Jamaican neighborhood. This is the Puerto Rican neighborhood. This is the Italian neighborhood. Like a lot of them did keep the tradition. They only dated each other. They worked in that neighborhood. They shopped in that neighborhood. Compared to Los Angeles, where it really is a melting pot out here. So I figure my first girlfriend was Filipino. I don't know if that would have happened in New York. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could have, but I don't know. I mean, I just feel like everybody was kind of states themselves. Not saying there isn't interracial stuff in New York, but I just know in Los Angeles, especially at our time period, the interracial dating was just, you're right, it wasn't happening a lot, but it was just starting to happen. And I went to school in the Valley. I went to Sherman Elementary School for the first 3-4 years. So being bussed out there for desegregation. I had friends who were Jewish. I had friends who were this. I had friends who were Iranian. I mean, I got to, if I stayed just in my neighborhood in Inglewood, it was mostly Black and Hispanic. I would have seen that. But in LA, I feel like you said, it was a little more, I guess, as generations went on. I guess if you saw a girl or a guy you thought was cute, you're just a kid. You're just a teenager. You see their cute.
Yeah.
About culture as the parents, I think. Right.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that New York is a great analogy, because even just 20 years ago, being back there was still Little Italy. There were still these subsections of New York that were very authentic, and that means buy-in from generational, right, Italians and stuff. And it was interesting to see. Because, I mean, we have Koreatown here, for example. We have a Chinatown here. We have Alvarado Street, some of the best food, because I love Mexican cuisine.
Yes. We have Thai Town. We have Little Armenia. We do have areas.
Yeah, but I feel like that's more. Totally ignorant. Okay, but I feel today that is more of a destination place, as opposed to what it might have been 50 years ago, where it was really truly something else. And I could be wrong, but at the same time,
it's funny you say it, because I remember talking to, I think it was Joshua Morey, a friend of ours in the business, who was saying they're trying to bring. No, I think you're right. They're trying to bring back some in Japantown, some of that community again, like bringing it back. Koreatown, everyone lives there. It's not just Koreans.
Right.
But you're saying there's something to it. It again got diluted a little bit. It's an area to go to for concerts, the Wiltern, or it's a place to eat.
Right.
I go there all the time. I mean, but I don't live there. I mean, I live like 5 miles away. But you know what I mean? I think you're right on some level. You go ahead. I think you're right on some level.
Yeah. So that's really all I had to say about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but that's what. No, I think that's, and I think there's some. Well, not just nations. Well, not they're that too, but also become neighborhoods you may want to live in. Like there's like certain neighborhoods now. That's the neighborhood you want to live in. Because for a while, Koreatown was a hotspot. I mean, it's still a hotspot, but like it's now you can't find a place to live there. It's just too crowded.
Right.
But that was like that was a spot to go to. I used to live near Koreatown off Olympic and La Brea. And it was like to me, Koreatown, it used to be this one little area that it's spread all the way to downtown LA. Basically, it's like it's literally it's gotten bigger and bigger. I mean, we have the second largest Korean population in the world besides Korea. So it's kind of like this crazy thing. It's like I remember when all those K-pop bands would come, it would get so crowded over there. I mean, they would go to the concerts, they were killing it. But I think, like I said, I mentioned the Armenians over in Burbank and Glendale, and there's the Iranians over in this area. Like there's some areas, but
Mhm.
now it's a lot of times it's real estate now. And I was laughing the other day because my friend Caesar and I we're at went to a restaurant, a Colombian restaurant, La Fonda. And I'm like, and in this area, to me, it's like East Hollywood. I mean, I'm thinking we're about a 101 freeway. It's like whatever, it's a barrio, whatever. And it said, look, I think it said Melrose Hill. There's a new sign.
Melrose Hill.
Hill. I go, where's the hill? It goes right over there. It was like there's no hill. Like it was where's the hill? We're on Melrose. Got that. But again, I'm saying they're trying to make and he works in real estate, so he's like, oh, they're trying to make these areas more attractive by giving it. Because where I used to live in, we used to call it the Wilshire District, because I was on Olympic and basically near Wilshire, and now some areas are called Longwood Estates, and I'm like, what? Like what is all stuff? And we have Adams Heights, West Adams Heights. I might kick off the Adams. Like it's makes me laugh. So it's all about but you almost said it's back to that whole kind of destination. You want to live here. You want to live in Melrose Hill. I'm like, it's just East Hollywood. The one right there, like all that traffic. It's like it was like, okay, but trying to spruce it up a bit, I think.
Yes. Well, when we moved from Van Nuys to Sepulveda.
Oh yeah, over there. Yeah, over there.
And then Sepulveda got a bad name, and we became North Hills.
That's where North Hills came. I was gone, so I came at North Hills. So that's what became North Hills.
There are no hills in North Hills.
Yeah, I know there isn't. I know people live.
It sounds nice. It sounds very nice, but it's the same geographical footprint. By changing the name, you made it different in hopes that if you were this subsection now, you would get your real estate values would go up. That's all that it really was. That's all it was. And it still is that.
So Sepulveda got a bad rap for a while. I was gone, so I got bad rap for a while.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So folks in LA, Sepulveda is one of the longest streets in LA, and you can go from the valley to where I live, basically, and past. Sepulveda. Yeah. It turns the Pacific Coast Highway at some point down here, but yeah.
Yeah, you can go to can go from where I live in the valley, take Sepulveda all the way to the beach.
Yeah, you can. I've done it. There's times we've done it to get out. I used to work in North Hollywood, obviously, but there were times we'd take that because the freeway was two. It was two. Yeah, two packs. So, but seriously, I know I got bad rap because there's some nice stuff over there. I mean, Sepulveda is it's some nice, okay neighborhoods, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Wow.
Yeah, now it's tricky. The spots in and everywhere is, but we were talking about there were certain known spots for crime. We're just talking crime. Okay. Yeah. So there were certain spots in the greater San Fernando Valley that we knew had a heavy crime element. Now you look around and go, those lines are very blurry because you don't really know where to draw them anymore.
I know. And crime is happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's kind of crazy.
It is very scary. We're fans of Citizen app. Shout out to Citizen.
Shout out to Citizen.
I would love you to stop trying to sell me your premium plan though. And that's okay. I understand that you need to monetize, but there should be a button that I push once that says no, thank you. However, I'm sitting on the couch and I get this alert, man with possible gun.
Right.
Literally 300 feet from where I'm sitting. And I'm like shutting my doors, called the dog in from outside, from off the patio. And Les said, but it's possible. And I don't hear any police or help. I said, I don't care.
Well, hello.
Yeah. So citizen, thank you.
Yes.
Sometimes, where they get their information, it doesn't always pan out. I don't care, because the one time that I need to know something,
Yes.
I'm going to be watching for my phone because I want that alert.
I like Citizen better than Next Door. Next Door is a bunch of whiny people. I'm like, oh, I can't do this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They just whine about everything. I'm like, oh my God. But
Yes.
Citizen just gets you a point. It's like a man with machete on the corner. Oh, machete.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I got machete. I get a girl with a hammer. So a woman with hammer going down the street. I'm like, why does she have a hammer? Like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
So I stay in the house. I stay in the house.
Just stay in the house, lock the door.
I was at my mother's house one day, and it did say fire 300 feet. Fire. And literally, it was not actually outside her house. It was actually a little further. They got their thing wrong, but I could see it on the other side. It was like another block over, but it was like 300 feet. I don't smell smoke. We're looking around. It was a little scary. You said a little scary, but it was fine. Nobody was burnt down. Yes. It was fine. But yeah, Citizen's fine. But it's been interesting going around LA because I like to go around LA and just see different parts of Los Angeles, and I've worked in different places and eating, especially eating. I go to places to eat. We'll drive somewhere to eat. My family. We'll do that. And you just see the different signs and signs. Going to Cerritos was fun because I haven't been to Cerritos in a long time. My best friend Michelle's from Downey, so I know Cerritos because of Downey.
Yeah.
Not the direction in a while. And LA it's a different world. When you go somewhere else, it's just different. I have not been to the Valley since the Emmys last year. No, that was Pasadena. I haven't been to the Valley. Shit. I don't want to mess up in the Valley because once AfterBuzz closed, I was like, "Fuck the Valley! I'm not going out there anymore," and I just haven't gone. I tell people I don't live. When people come to visit, I go, "I don't live in the Valley." They go, well, "I'm staying in Burbank. I'm staying in Reseda." I'm like, "I don't live near those places. I live like 30 miles south of there."
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like an hour away if there's no traffic.
If there's no traffic.
There's no traffic.
Yes, which there's a lot of traffic.
It goes back to our flying cars from a couple episodes ago.
Yes.
People love that idea. They love that idea. Like, just all of a sudden you're in Chinese, go, bye, bitches, get up and fly. I would love that. Listen, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Store, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Get the land in 5 minutes. I would love that. Oh my God. Because the other day the traffic was, it was a Saturday afternoon and the traffic was wall to wall.
Yeah.
But remember, now it's basically summer, basically. School's out now, basically. So I guess more folks, not bugs, but no. But I'd explain to my friends who come to town who don't know LA, and I'm staying at Woodland Hills. Like, is that nearby? No, it's not nearby. I'm like, yes, it's doable, but just letting you know we have to plan it.
Right, it is doable.
It's doable.
There's planning that has to take place.
Yes,
you can't just like drive. Yeah, cool. I'll be there in 5 minutes. No.
Yeah, no.
You got to time it out. Yes, what time of day?
Yes.
No.
It can't be done. It can't be done. But there are a lot of folks who don't know Inglewood. They don't know Torrance. They don't know Hawthorne. I have a lot of friends that come down here like, it's so pretty down here. It's so different. Yes, it's very different over here. We have a whole different climate. I'm near the beach. I'm near the airport. The planes are flying. They go, I like the planes. Like, I know I said it's very different than what if you live in East Los Angeles or Northeast or the Valley, or even Malibu. It's just right. There's different. That's why I like going around. I like seeing different scenery. There's different grocery stores and different, all kind of stuff. Like Stater Brothers. What's that? What's Stater Brothers? Like, let's go on to Stater Brothers. We don't have that where I live. So, we have Albertsons and Ralph's. That's what we have down here.
Yes, and Vaughn's and Pavilions.
Yes, we do have that. We have Gelson's now. We didn't have a Gelson's though.
Whole Foods, Trader Joe's,
Whole Foods, and Sprouts, and Trader Joe's. Sprouts.
My mom in Lake Arrowhead has Stater Brothers. That's their grocery store. Oh, wow. Their main one.
Yeah. And they're like Arrowhead. That's up there. Wow. My friend's up in Wrightwood.
Yeah.
So she likes it up there. I'm like,
that's on the other side, heading towards Nevada, I think.
I've never been. Right. Yeah. She's another one of us, Team 1969ers. Her birthday is in July. She's July 9th.
My birthday's in July. It's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Playing the club. All of us. A lot of us turning 54. It's really funny to see. I know a lot of people turning 54, so it's kind of funny. We're the same company as Mariah Carey and J-Lo and we're all 54. Jennifer Aniston. We're all 54. Yeah.
That's some good company to be in.
It's a great company. And Melissa and James. It's great. That's all.
Yeah, that's great company to be in.
So yeah, so it's just interesting seeing different parts of town, what they're trying to name them, what they're trying to make the property value different, and it's LA just so big. I just tell people it's
It
just
is.
when you fly in, because you have to fly in to you come across all of Southern California. When you go
Yeah.
to the mountains of Nevada, it's like wow. Or come down from the north, and you come in, it's
Yeah.
like wow. It's just like it's sprawling. That's the word. It's sprawling.
Yes, it is. And there are lots and lots and lots of us here.
Yeah. I
Yes.
forgot how many there was. I like last was it like 14 million or 11 million? So I forgot how much it is here.
I could Google it.
Google it.
No, we'll do this.
We'll end it on this. So we'll see how people are in Los Angeles.
Siri, tell me, what is the current population for Los Angeles, California?
As of 2020, the population of Los Angeles was 3,898,747.
3 million.
That's almost 4 million people.
That is. And we're all here on top
Million.
of million. 4 million people. All on top of
Turned out $1
folks. And
million. They're like $1 million?
Yeah,
Cool. That's okay. No.
yeah. And Melissa and I do not live near each other. It's so funny. This is like almost like we're like long distance.
This is a long distance relationship, James.
It is. Yet we could get to each other if we had to, but just like it's a long relationship.
Yeah, we would have to time it out to, take into consideration traffic and time of day, and we can
have
make
to.
it happen.
No, what? No, I would say on this program, we're going to have lunch or brunch one of these days.
Yes, absolutely. You know what would be really fun is if we were sitting side by side shooting our
Oh my God, that would be funny. Yes. I'll come to your office. You have air conditioning. I'll bring my lights with me. I'll bring all my
We
setup.
do. We have ceiling fans and air conditioning, and I've got Dyson air purifier. I got it all.
I can play with your dog. We can. I'll sit on the other side of the desk. I'll sit on the other side of the desk.
Kima would love you.
I would love Kima. I would love to play. I would love it. And then I'll sit on the other side of the desk, and I'll have my camera and everything. And we'll just shoot a show one of these days.
Yeah.
We'd love to do that.
That'll be awesome.
I think it'll be fun. Do that. So yes, so we got to see each other in person. So this is another episode of James. Another episode of James. Thank you. Good night. Another episode of Coffee Conversation with James and
Melissa.
And we love you guys. We do. We love it. Again, follow us on all streaming service platforms under the name Coffee and Conversation with James, Melissa, and the granddaddy of them all. I say granddaddy because I'm one. Granddaddy of them all, JLJ Media. Follow us on there. You can watch all our episodes from the past until today. Thank you. And June is also Pride Month. So I just want to say happy Pride to my LGBTQIA plus brothers and sisters. Stay strong. It's so tough out there these days, so stay strong. And thank you to all our allies like you, Melissa, who judge us by just our character and not by what we like or who we like. And that's basically, Amen. That's what it is right there. And we'll see you next time.